Hi, I'm Meny.
And I'm Mungo. Welcome to the Monday Night Roar.
Thanks for tuning in. We have your latest news, entertainment, and sports.
All that and more coming up on the Monday Night Roar. Last Friday night, tensions rose as Clemson student William Hobby IV was arrested on charge of assaulting a police officer. The incident occurred just after midnight when the fire alarms went off in Johnstone Hall, where police officers and firefighters were searching the building. The officials were called due to one of the residents setting off a fire extinguisher within the building. Upon reaching Hobby's room, Hobby slammed the door several times against the police, then grabbed the man's uniform and shoved him, according to an incident report. Not only was Hobby charged with resisting arrest, he was also charged with possession of liquor by a person under 21 years old.
Pharrell Williams delighted the world when he appeared one night wearing a massive hat. The hat became so famous that Pharrell decided to auction it off for charity. Well, Gawker reports that Arby's bought his hat for $44,000. That money will go to Pharrell's charity, From One Hand to Another, an organization that supports at-risk youths.
A Miami teenager's post on Facebook cost her father $80,000. Patrick Snay sued Gulliver Preparatory School for age discrimination after he lost his job as headmaster. The school agreed to settle the case for $80,000 as long as his family did not disclose any details of the settlement with anyone. Snay's daughter, a recent graduate of Gulliver, posted to Facebook that the school is, quote, paying for her vacation to Europe, unquote. The judge then invalidated the settlement, saying that the post violated the confidentiality agreement. Let's check in with Lindsay for more pop culture shenanigans.
Thanks, guys. Well, the biggest red carpet event of the year went down last night. Ellen DeGeneres hosted the 86th Academy Awards, and what an evening it was. Ellen was the most gracious of hosts, ordering pizza for the entire theater filled with the silver screen's finest. She took selfies with some of Hollywood's biggest stars and crashed Twitter. And she returned to the stage dressed as a fairy princess. Ellen rocked it. Hollywood's shiniest people made appearances, including fan favorites Jennifer Lawrence and Pharrell Williams' hat from the Grammys, which Ellen used to collect money to pay for the pizza she ordered. Gravity cleaned up shop, winning 7 Oscars, including Best Cinematography, Best Directing, and Best Original Score. Frozen won 2 Oscars for Best Animated Film and Best Original Song, Let It Go. Lupita Nyong'o took Best Supporting Actress for her work in 12 Years a Slave, and Jared Leto took the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his role in Dallas Buyers Club. Cate Blanchett won Best Actress for her starring role in Blue Jasmine. And on to the topic of Best Actor. I'm sure not all of you out there are pleased with the results, as the winner did cause a bit of an upset. Matthew McConaughey won Best Actor for his portrayal in Dallas Buyers Club. Once again, Leo was nominated in the category but did not take home an Oscar. There's always next year, Leo, there's always next year. 12 Years a Slave won the coveted Oscar for Best Picture of the Year. This was a historic win, making the picture the first to win this honor with a black director. Congratulations to all winners. Jackie and Kelso are engaged. Although Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher might be trying to keep their engagement under wraps, Kunis was spotted with a rock on her finger while out shopping in LA. That 70s Show fans rejoice because it appears that Jackie and Kelso are in for the long haul. Well, Jimmy Fallon is a trustworthy dude. In keeping his promise to Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, Fallon took part in Chicago's annual polar plunge into Lake Michigan this Sunday in a full suit and tie. Emanuel and Fallon took the plunge together, accompanied by a group of bagpipers adding to the ambiance. The polar plunge annually raises money for the Special Olympics. Fallon's presence at the event drew more people than the event has ever seen. It seems like the Pope has a bit of a potty mouth. Pope Francis let an F-bomb slip during his weekly blessing. The cuss word is very similar to a word that Pope actually meant to say in Italian, and he corrected himself immediately. It was definitely accidental, but nonetheless a little giggle-worthy. Kanye West will be putting out a new Yeezus film covering his Yeezus tour that just recently concluded. West posted a trailer for the film onto his website Thursday night, and the footage is nothing less than what you would expect from Kanye. The film will be directed by Hype Williams, who has worked with West on many of his music videos. A release date has not yet been announced. That's it for your entertainment for tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. This past Saturday in Laguna Beach, a powerful storm caused a woman to be pulled 400 yards out to sea by a rip current. 2 swimmers attempted to save the woman, but became trapped themselves in the endeavor. At this point, 3 lifeguards began to attempt a rescue, but all 6 people became trapped at sea. Finally, a harbor patrol boat managed to get close enough to pick up the swimmers. They were taken to a hospital for evaluation, but thankfully, no one was injured.
Here's a scenario. You just broke up with your girlfriend, and she's angry. She calls her ex-husband, and he busts into your house. What do? Well, like any good nerd, Eugene Thompson whipped out his replica Legend of Zelda sword and tried to chase the ex-husband out of his house. The ex apparently thought it was a toy, but Eugene doesn't play around. He stabbed the ex in his chest and leg. Power to the nerds.
Rocky Balboa co-star Antonio Tarver was arrested this past Saturday in Florida for failing to pay off his $200,000 debt in Las Vegas. The 45-year-old boxer was arrested at a traffic stop in Florida on a warrant failure to appear out of Clark County, Nevada. Tarver's career includes 30 victories and 6 losses, as well as a role in the 2006 movie Rocky Balboa.
Disney regularly donates to the Boy Scouts of America, but will begin cutting funds in 2015 due to the Boy Scouts No Gay Leaders policy. The policy bans gay adults from leading Boy Scout troops. The Boy Scouts did lift a ban on gay scouts last year, but have yet to change any of their other bans. But now, let's go to Gabby to hear about the latest sports scores.
Thanks, guys. Now for your sports. March Madness is right around the corner, and the men's Clemson basketball team looks ready. The Tigers had an exciting defeat last night against Maryland. The Tigers went into double overtime, beating the Terrapins 77-73. The Terrapins jumped ahead 67-64 in the second overtime, but the Tigers did not give up. Rod Hall pulled a jumper with less than 2 minutes to go in the second overtime, giving Clemson a 70-69 lead. Clemson's Seth Allen, DeMarcus Harrison, and Rod Hall were also able to help contribute to putting points on the board right before the buzzer to end the game. Hall was able to hit 2 free throws with only 17 seconds left in the game to officially seal the game. High scorers of the game included Sam Allen with 20 points and KJ McDaniels with 26 points and 14 rebounds. Maryland entered Littlejohn ranked just behind Clemson in the ACC. Clemson currently holds the number 6 spot in the ACC. The Tigers will face Miami tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at Littlejohn, so go out and support your Tigers. This week wasn't such a great weekend for the Clemson baseball team. The team faced Carolina in a weekend-long tournament, losing all 3 games. The game Friday in Columbia was probably the biggest letdown for the Tigers this season. The Tigers blew a 6-1 lead after Gamecocks' Grayson Grainer hit a grand slam. The Tigers lost their first game 9-6. The Tigers went on to play the second game in Greenville, losing 10-2. The Tigers tried to battle their way back in the 7th inning after loading the bases with only 1 out, but Gamecock pitchers Seddon struck out both Duggar and Wilkerson. Coach Liggett said this was the golden opportunity for Clemson. Clemson went on to face Carolina and Doug Kingsmore yesterday at the last game of the tournament. The Tigers has a 2-run lead going into the 9th inning, but they were not able to hold on. The Gamecocks were able to come back with a 5-3 win against the Tigers and a series sweep. Despite their loss, the Tigers had a really good spurt throughout the series. The Tigers will face Western North Carolina at 4 p.m. in North Carolina. The Clemson women's basketball team will play in the ACC tournament in Greensboro, North Carolina, Wednesday at 1 p.m. as the number 13 seed. They will face number 12 seed Virginia Tech. The winner will advance to play the number 5 seed Syracuse. For other Clemson victories, the Clemson's women's rowing team defeated Eastern Michigan in 3 races Saturday morning on Lake Hartwell, and the Clemson's tennis team defeated number 38 Wake Forest 6-1. That's all for your sports. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabby. Earlier today, North Korea fired off 2 short-range missiles off its eastern coast. This makes the second such launch in less than a week. The South Korean Defense Ministry stated that it is on high alert and monitoring the situation. It has called on North Korea to stop the missile launches. The missiles were Scud missiles that flew over 311 miles and landed in the sea. On Thursday, 4 inferior Scud missiles were also launched into the sea, inferior in the fact that they only flew 137 miles.
Rachel Canning is suing her parents for tuition money. Rachel is a senior at a New Jersey high school and claims that her parents are responsible for the rest of her private school tuition and future college tuition. Canning's parents told BuzzFeed that she left home at age 18, although Canning claims that they kicked her out. Her parents cited that she was disrespectful and had multiple behavioral issues, but they miss Rachel and would like her to come home.
Earlier today, suicide attackers killed 11 people, including a judge, in an assault on the Pakistani capital. This attack occurred in only a few days after the Taliban announced a ceasefire. A group within the Taliban called Ahrar-ul-Hind claimed responsibility for the attack, saying the courts were targeted because they are not bound by the Islamic law militant group's demands should govern over the entire country. Over the weekend, the Taliban appealed to its subgroups to respect the leadership's decision to put a hold on the attacks.
The career fair was last week, and two of our dedicated CTV members, Stephen Metz and John Oliver Valentin, explored the fair. Let's catch up with them and see what they found.
Tuesday, February 25th, kicked off the Spring Career Fair for Clemson at Little John Coliseum. The event was hosted by the Center for Career and Professional Development, with 200 companies and a couple of thousand students in attendance. The career fair featured a variety of companies, including Target, Belk, GE, and BMW. Students came from all academic disciplines, including engineering, computer science, business, and psychology. We asked several students what they felt they got out of the fair.
It gives you a really great experience just talking to employers, future employers, and an experience maybe in a future interview and future opportunities, hopefully.
Well, I'm hoping to get more experience talking with different companies, getting a feel of how to introduce myself properly, getting a feel of what each company is about.
Among hundreds of the employers who were in attendance, we asked them what they were able to accomplish.
So we have an opportunity today to recruit some young talent for both internships and entry-level full-time positions to bring into the company and show them what we do and get them integrated to be promoted within our company as well.
Clearly, the career fair was a success for many students and employers. From Little John Coliseum, I'm John Oliver, CTV.
Awesome job, you guys. Now, Saturday is St. Patty's Day, Clemson's annual spring bar crawl. More than 1,000 students are planning to attend this crazy event. Participants who want drink and food discounts must buy an St. Patty's Day t-shirt to qualify, but the shirt's quickly sold out. You can still check out downtown, though. But remember to stay safe and always have a designated driver, or take the bus. The Red Route stops downtown every half an hour until midnight, and then on the hour until 3 a.m.
North Korean officials have decided to free Australian missionary John Short. The 75-year-old missionary was arrested in mid-February after North Korean authorities found him in possession of Christian literature that he was secretly distributing. The move to free Short was a sign of the, quote, generosity of the laws of our republic considering Short's advanced age, according to a statement on the country's state-run news agency. Short wrote a public confession, but this was probably written as an order of the North Korean government, as is the case with many of those imprisoned within the country. That's all for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Clemson.
Be sure to like our Clemson TV Facebook page and follow us on Twitter.
Have a great week, and stay classy, Clemson.